I can write the Lexapro, say, okay, Ms. Jones is going to take care of, she's going to listen to you. Here's your prescription. I'll see you back in a month.
Well,
And
the
then
answer would
the
have been
next
for the
patient.
social worker to work with the physician, but you can't.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
problem.
but at least it's something. It's better than nothing.
Yeah. George, there's an analogy that I have in my head for running the business that kind of makes sense to me. So if I had I like running the business, I enjoy it. But if you think this is a good restaurant analogy, that if I were to run a restaurant, where do restaurants make their money? Dinners, dinners and drinks and stuff, but dinners of people they know, right? People walk in there, they know you, they know what to order, they're not giving you a hard time. If you screw up a little bit, they've known you, so it's all good, okay? That's where you're going to make your money, okay? Established diners coming in who know you well. Where do you lose money? People coming in for dessert and staying for 2 hours and 3 hours and chatting, right? So that's not where you don't want that, right? That's money, right? You could have earned the money because it takes up your space, your time, your staff time. So my philosophy is let's give them free dessert. Someone comes in and says, we want dessert. Says, you know what? I'll give you some free dessert, but you have to take it to go. Okay, I'll take the dessert to go. But you know what? I'll free up that table because I have another family of four coming in who's going to be happy and sit there, and everyone's happy. And so I lost money giving them free dessert or broke even or whatever, but it freed up the rest of our time and staff. And even like when you're saying like bringing in all the sick visits, and that takes energy of my receptionist. She has to greet those people. I want when that phone rings, I want her to be free and available, and I want her to greet people. And so all that volume, that lower revenue that didn't need to come in, it does take away from the experience of other people. So,
I love that analogy. I love that analogy. That's a great analogy.
yeah. Now just give them free dessert. Make we do. George is going to get upset here, but like when they turn, when babies turn sick, how many times do you get a call in the middle of the night for the 8-month-old that has 103 fever who looks horrible and they don't have Motrin ibuprofen, which is phenomenal treating fever, and they call you, they're worried, they rush to the ER, they get the Motrin, they look better, and they go home and stuff. So starting at 6 months, we give them a bottle of children's ibuprofen. This is what you're going to use if your baby gets a fever. This is your dosage. This is your syringe. Call me if your baby looks really sick with a fever and doesn't look better within an hour or two of the ibuprofen. And it's a cost to us, but it's a really important thing to reduce those after hours calls, unnecessary visits to the ER. So,
Wow.
anyways,
Good idea.
Phenomenal idea.
Good idea. But that's plenty of samples that the drug companies drop off.
we don't. Oh,
Out by the gap.
oh, this is where we might be different. We don't take samples from drug companies. I don't.
Okay.
We buy everything ourselves. Even the formula we give away to shelters. I resent them using us as marketing for their products.
So, Stephen, when you say yes to something,
Yeah.
you're saying no to something.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're saying yes to scheduling all these physicals in advance and making sure all the physicals are done, you're saying no to some sick appointments. But how does that make the culture of the business in your own life manageable so that you have a thriving business and you're still happy to show up every morning?
Yeah. There's always going to be trade-offs. And, so one of the things that I knew when we opened the office as a trade-off of a small business was that, being by myself and being the one responsible, I'll take call. I'm on call 24/7. The other providers do share calls sometimes. For the most part, I take the call. They call my cell phone directly. My cell phone number is actually the number on the website for the after hours. And I don't get very many calls. It's not bothersome. I'm available when they need me after hours, but we don't have office hours, evenings or weekends. And because I just knew long term, if I wanted to make this work for me and my family, that I needed to work really hard during the week and go 100 miles an hour during the week. And then on the weekends, just have time off and not have to worry about being patients. And I did some nursery rounding initially. I think we all did nursery rounds, but that's moving away